Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Top 5 Army. In today's brand new video, we're going to be going over 10 times the elf on the shelf has attacked people. But before we start, I want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Now let's get right into it. The first one we're going to be talking about is this. A little kid comes up to his parents saying that he had a crazy experience with the elf on the shelf. He describes that he was just sitting in bed and the elf on the shelf just appeared in his hand. We don't know how this actually happened, but we find it absolutely insane and we love it.
Once I was sleeping, then it just appeared in my hand.
What do you mean appeared in your hand?
Like, I feared it, I was holding something, and once I waked up and looked, it was the elf on the shelf book. It just immediately appeared in my hand.
The next one involves a father and his daughter. The elf on the shelf was sitting on the counter and he begins taunting his daughter, acting as if he's going to touch the elf on the shelf. She gets very mad at him, saying not to touch him because then he'll lose his magic. She gets upset and wants him to come next year, and she doesn't think that if he touches the elf on the shelf, that he will come the following year.
No! 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 No!
What?
It's not let go!
What?
It would come next year!
What?
Because it would come next year! Get out of here!
The next one is when a child is looking at the elf on the shelf sitting on top of the fireplace. He begins yelling at the elf on the shelf, saying, "I know you can talk," multiple times, expecting the elf on the shelf to talk back to him. It's so funny seeing kids expect the elf on the shelf to do things when they're looking, because that's not what the elf on the shelf does.
I know you can talk! I know you can talk! Ugh.
This next one is pretty sad to watch. As we talked about, if you touch the elf on the shelf, he loses his magic. A brother and sister are sitting in bed when the mom is recording this video. The little sister begins yelling that the brother actually touched the elf on the shelf. The brother is crying very much and it's pretty sad to see. He gets so sad explaining that the elf on the shelf fell off the TV and he wanted to fix him. But what he didn't realize is that the elf on the shelf may lose his magic after he touched him. He begins crying and his sister continues to accuse him.
What's scary, Lou?
Louis freaking picked up the elf! He freaking picked up the elf! The elf!
Vinny, move your... How'd he get on the floor?
Then he touched the TV and then he fell off! No, he picked me up!
Why are you crying?
This next one is short, but it's pretty funny. A little kid is sitting on the counter in front of the elf on the shelf. Obviously, the elf on the shelf only moves when you're not looking. And the kid says, "He's getting on my nerves just sitting there." It's pretty funny expecting him to watch the elf on the shelf move while he's looking.
He's getting on my nose, didn't that?
The next one happens when a child comes home from school. The kid opens the door and his parents are recording him. The elf on the shelf is sitting right in front of the door, on the table, and it seems as though he's made snow angels with flour. It's so funny to see the reaction when he walks in and sees that the elf on the shelf has done such a thing.
Oh my gosh! Oh, smell!
This next one we're going to be talking about is when a little kid gets scared that he made the elf on the shelf lose his magic. He comes up to his mom explaining that he touched the elf on the shelf's book and he thinks that he will lose his magic. He says that if he touches him twice, he will lose his magic. But his mom says he's incorrect and they actually lose their magic if you touch them only once. He kind of gets upset but then smiles because he didn't touch him fully.
No!
Come here.
No!
Show me what you just did. You just did that?
Yeah.
Callan, what will happen if you touch him?
If I touch him twice, he will lose magic.
No, if you touch him once. Did you touch him?
No!
And the last one we're going to be talking about actually doesn't involve kids, but it involves dogs. Apparently the dogs have been doing bad things, and the elf on the shelf is sitting on the TV watching all of it pan out. The elf on the shelf is actually believed to be spies for Santa to know what kids want and also know if they're being bad or good. The mom begins yelling at the dogs, saying that the elf on the shelf has seen everything that they've done and they're on the naughty list. The dogs begin groaning, and it's pretty funny to see.
Elf is
Let
going
us
to
know
tell
down in
Santa,
the comments below
and then
if
you
you've
won't get
ever had
anything
an
for
elf on the
Christmas.
shelf experience, or if you've ever even recorded
watching.
anything happening with your elf on the shelf. But this brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen, because I'm sure you'll love them. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.